Today's lesson is renting a place abroad. Hi, I'm Mike.
Hello, I'm Kiki.
And as we are getting through the summer months, a lot of people's attention is probably turning to the new school year. I know, I said it. I'm sorry. The new school year that'll be starting in September. Many places around the world. And if you're lucky enough to be going off to a new place to go to school, maybe you're heading off for university, renting a place to live will definitely be important. Almost as important as signing up for your classes and buying your books. Because here's a top tip, you can't sleep in the library. You got to have a home when you're going somewhere to study, and that will probably mean renting a place, not buying a new home in the city that you're studying in. So let's go through a couple of dialogues today and tomorrow that will help you kind of get through some of the questions, some of the situations you'll face when you're looking to find your new home away from home as you rent a place abroad in a foreign country. Have you ever done this before?
Oh, yes, my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've lived in so many different countries, so many different cities. So something that's important for everyone to remember as well, each place that you go to, they will have different laws and regulation and also customs with the landlord. So every place is different. So it's important that you try to do your own research before you get to a place and figure out what it's like living there and especially dealing with landlords.
Yes, and another good tip would be start early. You don't want to be looking for a place to live in the middle of August, like 3 weeks before classes begin. So that's a good thing to remember too. So let's check out our first dialogue of renting a place abroad. In part 1, we are arranging a viewing. Renting a place abroad. 1. Arranging a viewing. Mandy, who is a college student studying abroad, calls a landlord about an apartment she's interested in renting.
Hello?
Hi, my name is Mandy. I saw your apartment listing online and I'm interested in viewing it.
All right. When would you like to come by?
Would tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock work for you?
Yes, that's fine for me. Do you need directions on how to get here?
No, I'll just use Google Maps.
Okay, see you at 2 then. Have a good day.
大家好，我们先来介绍第一部分的名词 landlord， 它的意思是房东或是地主。例如 The landlord owns 3 apartments, living in one and renting out 2 of them. 该房东拥有3间公寓，他住在其中1间，并出租其他2间。或者 Every month I give money to my landlord as rent for my apartment. 每个月我都会把钱交给房东，作为我公寓的租金。
All right, so we are back. And yes, before you rent a place, you'll want to go and see the place. Now, of course, you'll probably have seen pictures online as you're looking through the rental listings in the town that you're in or you're planning to live in. But you definitely want to go there as well. You want to see what the place is like. You want to smell what the place is like. You want to hear what the place is like if it's near a busy road or if you have neighbors who play rock and roll music at 4 o'clock in the morning or something. You also want to know if it's above a restaurant that might fill your house with cooking smells all day long. So it's definitely not something that you only want to check out through photographs. You definitely want to put feet on the ground. So part of that is arranging a viewing. A viewing is basically like a tour of the place that you're thinking of renting. You'll be able to go in, walk around, look out the window, turn on the water, make sure all the lights work and all that kind of stuff. So Mandy is the one who's going to be living abroad this year, right?
So Mandy is a college student. And when you see a house, you don't just say, oh, I'm just going to go up and knock on the door and hope somebody opens the door and shows you the house. You want to arrange a viewing. So you want to make an appointment to see this place. So Mandy, our college student, she is studying abroad and she calls a landlord about an apartment she's interested in renting. So a landlord, in this case, our dialogue today, our landlord is a male, but it could be both female or male. It's basically a person that owns a property that they are renting or leasing. Of course, another way to say landlord for a female could be landlady, but nowadays landlord is okay for both male and female. And in the olden days, of course, the land that is owned by somebody, usually a lord owns the land, and the lord will rent out all the land to the people. So that's the landlord. But of course, nowadays, a landlord could just have one property or 2 properties or 50 properties. Okay, so she is calling the landlord because she's interested in renting.
All right, so I'll be the landlord.
Okay.
So the landlord answers the phone and says a pretty normal thing. Hello?
And Mandy says, hi, my name's Mandy. It's a good way to introduce yourself first. I saw your apartment listing online and I'm interested in viewing it. Now, it's good that she's letting the landlord know where she saw the listing and she's interested to see the house.
There you go. Pretty normal request, and the landlord handles it very normally too. All right, the landlord says, okay, no problem. He's expecting this kind of call. When would you like to come by? So now they're arranging the time for the viewing.
Well, Mandy says, would tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock work for you?
And I'm the landlord. I'm checking my schedule. Ooh, I'm super busy. But yes, that's fine for me, the landlord says. No problem. I'm free tomorrow at 2. And then he asks her, do you need directions on how to get here? Do you need to tell me like what MRT stop or what road or that kind of thing?
Well, Mandy is tech savvy. She says, no, I'll just use Google Maps.
Perfect. Okay, see you at 2 then, says the landlord, and have a good day. So the viewing has been arranged. The time has been settled. Mandy obviously knows where to go, so that's enough for us for this first part of the article, our first dialogue. Let's jump ahead by a day and move over to part 2, asking about the apartment. Let's check it out now. 2. Asking about the apartment. The next day, the landlord is showing Mandy around the apartment.
Well, I like the place so far. It's very spacious, and the location is convenient to my university. How about the appliances? Are they all in good working order?
Yes, they are. However, if anything ever malfunctions, just let me know, and I'll arrange for repairs promptly.
Sounds good. I was also wondering if I could do some decorating, like putting up some posters or paintings?
Absolutely. Minor decorating is fine. Just be sure to return the walls to their original state when you move out.
Perfect. Thank you for being so accommodating.
No problem. You can certainly feel free to make yourself at home if you decide to move in.
第二部分看到形容词 spacious， 表示宽敞的或是空间大的。例如 The spacious living room is ideal for hosting gatherings and parties. 这个宽敞的客厅非常适合举办聚会和派对。或是 This is a very spacious dining room. It can fit 20 people. 这是一个非常宽敞的餐厅，可以容纳20人。接着是名词 appliance， 它的意思是家用电器，也可以是装置或是器具的意思。例如That electronics store sells a wide range of household appliances. 那家电子产品商店销售各种家用电器。或者 It's a good idea to unplug your household appliances when they are not in use. 当你没在使用家用电器时，拔掉插头是个好主意。再来介绍动词 malfunction， 表示发生故障或是运转不正常。我们可以说 The printer malfunctioned just as we started printing the annual reports. 正当我们要开始列印年度报告时，印表机发生了故障。又或者说 Engineers are working to understand why the system malfunctioned unexpectedly. 工程师们正努力了解系统为何意外故障。另外补充 malfunction 也可以当作名词使用。例如 The technician fixed the malfunction in the air conditioning system. 技术人员修复了空调系统的故障。再举一个例子A slight malfunction in the engine could delay the flight. 引擎的轻微故障可能会延迟飞行。下一个看到副词 promptly， 它的意思是立刻或是立即。例如 Upon receiving the urgent message, Diana promptly responded and came up with a solution. 一收到紧急讯息 Diana 就迅速做出回应，并提出了解决方法。又或者说 The train arrived promptly at 9 o'clock. 火车在9点钟准时抵达。接着是副词 absolutely， 它的意思是当然可以，完全没错，也可以是绝对的。比方说 Do you want to have a barbecue this weekend? Absolutely. 这周末你想烤肉聚会吗？当然好啊。也可以说 Absolutely, I love visiting new places. 完全同意，我很喜欢造访新的地方。最后介绍形容词 accommodating， 指的是给人方便的，也可以是通融的或是乐于助人的。举例来说 Our schedule is very accommodating for clients in different time zones. 我们的时间表对于不同时区的客户来说非常方便。又或者说 His accommodating nature makes him a favorite among his colleagues. 他乐于助人的天性使他成为同事中的宠儿。
And we are back. So it's the next day. Mandy has arranged a viewing for 2 o'clock today. She's going to see this new apartment that she's seen pictures of online, but she doesn't really know that much about. She's never been to the actual physical place. So as we begin, it says the next day, the landlord is showing Mandy around the apartment.
And this part of our dialogue, the title is asking about the apartment. So that's really important that when you're looking around the apartment, you're not just looking and not saying anything. It's important that you ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mandy will start asking about the place. She says, well, I like the place so far. It's very spacious and the location is convenient to my university. How about the appliances? Are they all in good working order? So she's telling the landlord she's interested in the place. It's nice. It's very spacious. When something is spacious, it has a lot of room. It has a lot of space. So it's very comfortable. You're not living in a cramped little room or a little studio apartment. She will have a lot of space to live and work in. And the location of the apartment is very close to her school, so it's convenient. But now she wants to know, what about the appliances? So appliances are basically machines that are built for a certain purpose. And usually we have lots of appliances at home. So for example, we have a toaster for toasting our bread. We have an oven for baking our food and a stove for cooking. So these are different types of appliances. They're electronics that are made for a purpose. So she wants to know if the property comes with these appliances and if they work.
Yeah, generally these are the big things that you wouldn't bring with you, you know, like as you said, a fridge, a stove, air conditioner, hot water heater for your showers and things like that. She might have to bring her own coffee machine or even microwave oven, but a lot of these bigger items, these bigger appliances will, of course, already be there. So she wants to know if they're in good working order. In other words, are they in good condition? Are they fairly new or have they been repaired recently? The landlord says, yes, they are. He says, yeah, he's quite confident that most of them are in good working order. However, he says, if anything ever malfunctions, just let me know and I'll arrange for repairs promptly. So if anything ever malfunctions, basically if it breaks, if the fridge isn't cold anymore or the stove doesn't turn on or something like that, just let me know and I'll arrange for repairs promptly. The difference between malfunction and break, if it breaks, it doesn't work. If it malfunctions, it might work, but not the way it's supposed to. So maybe the oven still works, but the lights don't go on, so you don't know what temperature it is. Or the fridge works, but it's not cold anymore. When I put my ice in the freezer, it doesn't really freeze. It's still cool, but it's just not doing what it should do. But in either case, if they break, if they malfunction, the landlord says he will arrange for a repair person probably to come there promptly. Promptly means quickly, without wasting a lot of time, soon, in other words. So if it breaks on Monday, just call me and I'll have a guy come there Tuesday morning to try to fix it. I would also say you should go around and try those machines yourself. Turn on this oven, put your hand in the fridge, see how cold it is. Don't just take their word. These are simple things to do. Turn on the water and see how long the hot water takes to start coming through. So those are good things. It's kind of like kicking the tires of the car before you buy it.
That's some good advice. Well, Mandy says, sounds good. I was also wondering if I could do some decorating, like putting up some posters or paintings.
Oh, good question.
Right. So even though you're renting a place, you still want to make the home or the apartment cozy, personalize it so it feels like it's your space, your home.
And the landlord says absolutely, which is a good sign because an absolutely is a strong yes. Definitely, no problem. Hang up all your Bieber and BTS and Taylor Swift posters to your heart's content. I don't mind. Minor decorating is fine, he says. Notice the minor there? That means don't go crazy with the decorating. You can't paint the walls any color you want. You can't start knocking down walls to have more space or things like that. So minor little things like putting up posters or hanging pictures is probably fine. But he does give her a good bit of warning here. Just be sure to return the walls to their original state when you move out. So it might be better to use some sticky stuff to put up your posters rather than hammering those nails into the wall to hang your Picassos or whatever you're going to hang up there, because you have to repair the walls or return them to their original state. In other words, if you knock holes in the walls with a nail, you'll have to fix that hole because the next people who move in next year or sometime in the future, they might not want a hole there. And of course, it will make the apartment look not so nice. So you can change things, but don't change them so much that they have to be fixed to go back to their original condition. Make sure that you can do that before you move out.
I guess if Mandy wanted to paint the walls a different color, she could do that. But before she moves out, she has to
paint them white again or whatever the original color was. Yeah.
Right. So the landlord's very nice. He thinks that minor decorating is fine as long as you let the whole place go back to its original form or original state before you move out. And Mandy's very excited about this. She says, perfect. Thank you for being so accommodating. So she's really happy that she's going to be able to personalize the apartment, make it feel like home. Or maybe sometimes she'll be homesick. So maybe she can put things up that reminds her of her hometown or wherever she came from.
Absolutely.
So she thanks the landlord for being so accommodating. When somebody is accommodating, they are basically giving somebody a convenience to do something, or they're meeting this person's request to do something. So if you're accommodating, you are helpful. You can be helpful
you're
to
welcoming.
Welcoming is a very good word.
Yeah.
So you're welcoming these things, and you basically don't really want to give this person too much trouble for anything. So you want to be easygoing and just say, yeah, sure, you can do that, but you just have to do this, this, this. So accommodating is also to be understanding.
Yeah, you're welcoming, but you're also kind of saying, I'm willing to change things a little bit to fit what you would like. You know, so if you have guests staying over and they like to sleep in the morning, but you're an early riser, you might say, oh, that's no problem. I'll just wake up and read my book or go out and do my shopping. I won't make loud noises in the morning so that you can sleep a little bit longer. I wouldn't normally do that. I might wake up normally and start vacuuming my apartment. But if you're sleeping here, no problem. I'll just change my schedule a little bit, change my routine a little bit in order to make you feel comfortable because I want you to feel like this is your home, that kind of thing. So it is nice for the landlord to say, yeah, you can change the walls a little bit. You can decorate it a little bit if you like. I would just like it if you would switch it back to how it was before. And that is kind of nice. He's basically trusting Mandy that she'll be smart enough and responsible enough if she does make little mistakes or little damages that she will repair them. And so she's appreciating that. The landlord says, no problem. He sounds like a pretty easygoing landlord, I have to say. You can certainly feel free to make yourself at home if you decide to move in. In other words, I won't come here every week and go, hey, you changed that or you moved this or I see a little scratch on that door or something like that. He's not worried about her or worried about his property. He wants her to make herself at home, make herself feel very comfortable there, make it feel like this is your home and you're not staying at your cousin's house or staying in a nice hotel or somewhere like that where you might be worried about spilling things on the floor or whatever. Make yourself at home, relax. This is your home. If you're going to rent it, I want you to feel like you belong here and not like you're just staying here or imposing on me or I'm doing you a favor. No, you're a person and I respect your privacy. privacy and your ability to do things and to do them right and to return the apartment to a nice condition when she moves out. The other thing is, if she damages the apartment, she'll end up losing money. Right. So that's another thing that keeps people honest and should keep them responsible as well. Often you have to give extra money when you first move in, and anything that you damage, they will take that money away from you when you decide to move out. But if she moves out and it looks nice, she'll get all that money back.
Right. And that we usually call a deposit.
Exactly.
So it's a certain amount of money that the landlord will keep just in case something's wrong at the end when you're moving and things like that.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll find out more about that. So that's the end of today's article. Let's listen to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在第二部分的对话里，房东正在带 Mandy 参观公寓套房。 Mandy 想要了解公寓里的家电是否都能正常运作。那房东说都正常，如果有任何故障，只要跟他说一声，他就会尽快安排维修。文中用到 malfunction 这个动词来表达发生故障，运转不正常。那它是由字首 mal 再加上 function 组合而来。那我们就来补充一下这个字首 mal。 好，字首 mal 它带有坏的、拙劣的、异常的、不充分等等负面的含义。那我们来看看几个单字的例子。第一个就是我们刚刚说的 malfunction， 它的字首 mal 表示不良、不正常， function 是功能，所以合在一起 malfunction 就表示故障啊、运转失灵、机能失常。第二个补充的是 malnutrition， 字首 mal 表示不良、不充分， nutrition 是营养，那合在一起 malnutrition 就是营养不良。那第三个 maladjustment， 这个字首 mal 表示不良， adjustment 表示调整、调试，合在一起 maladjustment 表示不适应或是失调的意思。那第四个补充的是 malformation， 字首 mal 表示异常， formation 是形成、组成物，那加在一起呢 malformation 就表示畸形。第五个 malodorous， 它的字首 mal 表示差， odor odor 它表示气味，那么 ous 是形容词字尾，合在一起 malodorous 就表示恶臭的、难闻的意思。好，那么接着对话里面 Mandy 她有提到 I was also wondering if I could do some decorating, like putting up some posters or paintings. 我还想知道我是否可以做一些装饰，像是贴一些海报啊，或是画。那他用到 I was wondering if 这是表达说我想知道是否怎么样怎么样。那这个说法是用来表达相当正式而且礼貌的请求，常常用过去式表达。例如 I was wondering if you could help me with my homework。我想知道你是否能协助我做功课。好，那么另外片语动词 put up 当及物用的时候呢，可以用 put up something 或者是 put something up 表达出许多不同意思。那以下介绍几个常见的用法。第一个呢就是课文的用法，它有提到 put up some posters or paintings。 那 put up 就表示张贴啊、悬挂，像你可以表达像那种张贴告示等等的语义。第二个呢 put up 可以表达举起、抬起、升起，像是 Please put your hand up if you have a question。 如果你有问题请举手。第三个呢，我们可以用 put up 表达树立、建造、搭建的意思，像 put up a fence 就是表达筑起了篱笆。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Landlord. Mona called her landlord about getting a leak in the ceiling fixed. Spacious. The spacious classroom provides plenty of room for students to engage in group activities. Appliance. Peter bought the new kitchen appliance to make meal preparation more convenient. Promptly. Iris always responds promptly to important emails. Absolutely. Would you like some more coffee? Anna asked. Absolutely, John replied. Accommodating. The waiter was very accommodating, meeting all of our requests with a smile. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Kiki.
See you next time.